Yeah, so once again, I want to welcome you all to the second October edition of our workshop. And today we are going to have Julie Anbarchian once more talking to us now about mindfulness and breathing techniques to reduce stress. And I know this is very, very relevant and germane for women. I know how it can be stressful working, trying to find a work-life balance. So we're all going to learn from her today. So Julie is a selfish specialist and the consumer safety officer with FDA. We have been privileged to have her speak to us in our last workshop on making an educational training video. But today she'll be teaching us how to do breathing techniques and that can help us reduce stress. So Julie, you have the floor once more.
All right. Thank you, Imelda. I really appreciate that. Let me see if I can share my screen with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see the PowerPoint presentation? Go from the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. So as Imelda said, I'm going to be talking about mindfulness and breathing techniques to reduce stress. Have any of you ever experienced stress? Maybe that's a rhetorical question, but if you haven't, I want to know your secret. So, because I definitely have. And I hope I can teach you some techniques to help you cope with stress, how to reduce it. So here's our outline for today. First, I'm going to talk about what is mindfulness, because this related to the breathing techniques, and I'll explain how a little later. But what are the benefits of mindfulness? And this is based on scientific research, because a lot of us are scientists, of course. How is our breathing related to mindfulness? And then I will talk about 5 breathing techniques to reduce stress, and we'll actually practice some of these techniques. We may only be able to practice for a minute or so, but at least it will give you an idea of how they work. So the first one's called abdominal breathing, which is also known as belly breathing or deep breathing. The second one is called quick calm. The third one is count to 21 and back. That's pretty self-explanatory. The fourth one is called box breathing. And the fifth one is alternate nostril breathing. That one's the most complicated, so we'll save that for last. But let's talk about mindfulness first. What is mindfulness? This comes from Oxford. The definition is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. And it's often used as a therapeutic technique. So let's practice this. Ask yourself, what is it I'm feeling right now in this present moment? Okay, and then I want you to go ahead and take yourself off mute and tell us what it is you're feeling right now, or post that in the chat box. Let's see.
I was gonna say, I'm grateful that I'm took the moment to join this group and learn these lessons today.
Oh, thank you. I'm grateful you're here too. So gratitude. What else are you guys feeling right now in this present moment? Oh, let's see. I see a couple messages in the chest box, the chat box. I'm feeling proud of my sister. Oh, thanks, Melissa. I really appreciate that. And stressed. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling stressed, Devor. Yeah. I had a couple assignments due for my university, so I was feeling a little stressed this morning too. A mixture of tiredness and excitement. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's not like a clear-cut answer. It's sort of, we're feeling a mixture of different things, right? And Melissa's tired too. Yeah, tired is always a common one. Anybody else? Oh, and you're feeling anxious for some new developments. Yeah, anxiety is something we often feel, many or most of us. That's a very common one as well. Okay, so it's a mix of emotions, right? We're tired, we're anxious, we're excited, we're stressed, we're grateful, we're proud. But it's important to be able to recognize what you're feeling right now. Because the reason so many of us feel stress and anxiety is either that we're thinking about bad things that happened in the past, or we're worried about bad things that might potentially happen in the future. But if you think about it, over 99.9% of the time, nothing bad is actually happening to us right now in this present moment. And many times, the things that we're worried about do not actually come to pass. Okay. So here's another definition for mindfulness, and this is from the American Psychological Association, or APA. Mindfulness is awareness of one's internal states and surroundings. Mindfulness can help people avoid destructive or automatic habits and responses by learning to observe their thoughts, emotions, and other present moment experiences without judging or reacting to them. That's important, without judging or reacting to them, just observing. Mindfulness is used in several therapeutic interventions, including cognitive behavior therapy, mindfulness-based stress reduction. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And mindfulness meditation, which is something I like to practice. So, like I said, the important word here is observe. We don't want to judge or react to our thoughts or emotions or experiences, although that's what most of us do most of the time, right? We start a thought and then we follow that train of thought for a good 10 minutes or more. But a doctor named Joe Volpe-Taylor, who does a lot of research on stroke patients, found that naturally triggered emotions only last 90 seconds on average if we don't tell ourselves stories, if we don't cling to our thoughts. If instead we just observe our thoughts and let them pass through our mind like clouds passing through the sky, on average, those emotions, whether it's anger or fear or what have you, it will pass in 90 seconds. So these are Tilopas. 6 nails are words of advice. And for those of you who don't know who Tilopa is, he was a Buddhist monk who lived in the 11th century. And he was a very experienced meditator. He was renowned for his understanding of meditation and of the mind. And these were his words of advice to people. He said, don't recall, let go of what is past. Don't imagine, let go of what may come. Don't think, let go of what is happening now. Don't examine, don't try to figure anything out. Don't control, don't try to make anything happen. Rest, relax right now, and rest. So following up on that, what are the benefits of this approach, the benefits of mindfulness? And again, this comes from the American Psychological Association, the APA. They say that if you practice mindfulness, you'll experience fewer depressive symptoms, a better working memory capacity, more focus, more sustained attention, less emotional reactivity, more cognitive flexibility, higher relationship satisfaction, physical health benefits, which I'll talk about in a moment, and stress reduction, which is our main focus today. But of course, I think we all would love to have all of these things, right? So let's talk about some of the psychological and physical benefits. Recent research shows that practicing mindfulness meditation, and these all come from peer-reviewed scientific journal articles. So one of the benefits, like I mentioned before, was improving focus and concentration, reducing stress among healthy individuals, calming and relaxing the mind, decreasing stress-related cortisol, reorienting our brain from that fight-flight reactivity, increasing gray matter, which reduces with age, unfortunately, strengthening our immune system, and helping with a whole variety of medical conditions, including cardiovascular disease, asthma, type 2 diabetes, PMS, chronic pain, and blood pressure and cholesterol. It also helps with many psychological conditions as well, including anxiety, PTSD, bipolar, phobias, addictions, and insomnia, and eating disorders, among others. I can tell you from my own personal experience that practicing mindfulness meditation has helped me a lot with coping with depression and anxiety. And it hasn't cured all my problems, but I still feel anxious sometimes, of course. But it offers me a tool I can use to help me. So how is our breathing related to mindfulness? What do you guys think? Can you take yourselves off mute or post some answers in the chat box? How do you think our breathing is related to mindfulness? The Anyone want to venture a guess? Don't worry if you're right or wrong. Oh, okay. I see some people posted in the chat box. Helping to bring oxygen to the brain is relaxing. Yes, oxygen definitely helps, right? And then that's Susan, and Melissa said, I think normally we breathe without being conscious of our breath. So being conscious of our breath means being mindful. Yes, exactly. That's breathe. Yes, that's true. That is accurate, because when we focus on our breathing, we're conscious of our breath. It brings us right back into the here and now, into the present moment. Your body is always in the present moment. Your breath is always right here and now. It's your mind that's always thinking about the bad things that happened to you in the past, or the bad things that could happen to you in the future. And that's what's stressing you out. But your breathing is always right here. And again, most of the time, nothing bad's happening to you right now. So if you bring your focus back to your breath, it will remind you to be mindful. Yes, slow controlled breathing is a good tool for calming oneself. And we'll definitely be doing some of that today. So I hope it helps you guys like it's helped me. And Enyo says, I think it helps most times when I feel nervous or stressed. Taking a few minutes to consciously breathe in and out improves the way I feel. Yes, exactly. Me too. And I believe it's because breathing is related to mindfulness. It helps us not only bring our our bodies back into the present. Well, our bodies are always in the present, but it helps bring our mind back into the present moment so that if we're focused on our breath, we're not thinking about all the things we're worried about. And then Imelda says, I'm not sure, but I know when I breathe better, when I'm relaxed. Mindfulness, I suppose, will facilitate relaxation. Yes, exactly. So your breath, focusing on your breath is the easiest way for you to be mindful. That's the short answer, because it automatically will bring you into the present, and it will automatically make you aware of what is happening to your body, what you're going through right now. So you won't be thinking about the past or the future. And that means you're being mindful. So this is a poster from the De-Stress Monday campaign. It says, breathe easy, stress less. And I love how there's a whole campaign to help us stress less on Mondays, because definitely know that's the most stressful day of the week for me. But let's try this. Let's try doing what the woman in the poster is doing. So I want you to place your hand on your chest, place your right hand on your chest, and then place your left hand on your belly. And we'll do some breathing techniques in a few moments to reduce stress. But first, I just want you to breathe normally. Just breathe normally and observe what is happening. Or breathe like you would normally do. And specifically, I want you to ask yourself, when I breathe in, does my belly move in or does my belly move out? So just observe what is happening. When you breathe in, is your belly moving in or is your belly moving out? And then go ahead and post your answers in the chat box, or feel free to take yourself off mute. Just let me know, in or out. Is your belly moving in or is it going out? All right, let's see. Okay, Imelda says in, Susan says out, although Wakemi says out, Melissa says out, Tammy says out, Renee says out, Olu Lopez says out, Carolyn says in. Okay, so we had 2 ins and I think 6 or 7 outs. So if your belly moves out when you breathe in, that's a good thing. But many people do chest breathing on a regular basis, which is where the chest moves out first and the belly moves in. And generally speaking, that's bad. Chest breathing is associated with our fight or flight response and is for moments when you need big bursts of energy, like when you're about to run a sprint. But most of the time, we want to be doing belly breathing, which is where our belly moves out when we breathe in, because that's what relaxes and de-stresses us. And don't feel bad if you're one of the people who answered that your belly moves in, because that was me for a very long time. I often did chest breathing. I also breathe through my mouth a lot, which is also not advisable. It's better to breathe through your nose. But that's why you learn techniques, because otherwise, if you're not thinking about these things, you may not even realizing that you're doing that. All right, so let's talk about the first breathing technique, which is belly breathing or abdominal breathing, also referred to as deep breathing. And I'm going to show you a video now from Johns Hopkins that explains the best way to sit and how you can do this.
First exercise in our relaxation toolkit involves something we've all experienced at some point, or have been very close to experiencing shortness of breath during times of stress. When we're anxious or stressed, our breathing becomes very shallow. The breath we take isn't fully drawn into the lungs, and there's more contained in our chest. This brings us to our very first exercise of stress reduction, deep breathing. It's also known as abdominal breathing, belly breathing, or diaphragmatic breathing. This technique consists of breathing through the belly and not the chest in a slower and deeper fashion. There are many physical benefits to this simple technique. Deep breathing lowers your heart rate, your blood pressure, increases your energy levels, and decreases your muscle tension and pain. Not to mention the mental health benefits, including decreased anxiety and stress, as well as improved sleep and a more focused mind. Let's practice. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Begin by taking a deep breath in and a long, relaxing breath out. The idea here is to achieve a slow and steady breath. Go ahead and place one hand on your chest and your other on your abdomen, if this feels comfortable for you. Now try and keep your chest rather still and have your abdomen expand and contract as you deeply breathe. Some people find it helpful to count while they take their deep breaths. For example, you may count like this: in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. This counting can help you with consistency. Try to practice this regularly a few times throughout the day for a few minutes. It will relax you physically and mentally during times of stress.
Okay, so let's practice that. You can put your hand on your chest and your belly if that helps you. And I'll do the first couple with you, and then we'll just practice for less than a minute, just to give you a feel for what the belly breathing technique is like. So breathe in slowly, 2, 3, 4. Your belly moves out. Then breathe out slowly, 2, 3, 4, as your belly moves in. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Now practice it on your own in silence for a few minutes, or not a few minutes, less than a minute, because silence also helps us to de-stress. So go ahead and practice on your own now. Okay. I hope you found that helpful. Oh, I see a message. This is awesome. Feels great. Yeah. Anytime I'm feeling stressed, that's always my first go-to is just the simple belly breath. So our next technique is called quick calm. And I don't have a video for this one, but I do have a written description. And this one's very simple. You're going to take a slow, deep breath. And again, it will be a belly breath like we were just doing. And you can hold it for the count of 4 like we were doing, or a count of 3. If 4 is too much, if you can't hold it that long, don't worry about it. Just hold it for 3 beats instead of 4. And as you breathe in, think, I am warm. And then exhale while thinking, I am calm. So this technique is best to use when you need to quickly calm down before or after a presentation or a difficult meeting or taking a test or just any case where you need to bring your anxiety levels down quickly. I was doing this before the presentation today, for example. It always helps, especially if you just need to bring yourself down very quickly. So let's practice this together a few times, and then I'll let you practice it on your own in silence as well for just under a minute. So
I have a question.
go ahead and take a slow, deep breath. And as you breathe in, think, I am warm. Now, slowly breathe out and think to yourself, I am calm. Breathe in. I am warm. Breathe out. I am calm. Breathe in. I am warm. Breathe out. I am calm. Now go ahead and close your eyes and practice this on your own for about a minute in silence and just see what it feels like. You can open your eyes now. And I see my niece, Isla's joined us. Hi, Isla. Hi, beautiful. It's good to see you.
You too.
Thank you. And Very excited you're able to join the call today. So how did that feel, everybody? How do you feel? You can post something in the chat or just put a thumbs up next to your name if you like. If it felt good, I mean.
Hi, Julie. You have a question in the chat box.
Oh, okay.
So someone said, do we need to breathe in for 4 breaths or hold it for 4 seconds?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it's for four beats, or you could call it seconds, but it's just like if you were counting to in your head to the number 4. Most of us count a little faster than a second. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's one breath. You're just
Yeah.
counting to 4 in your head.
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to hold it at the top for 4 seconds.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, not in this technique. There is another technique called box breathing where you do that, and I'm going to show you that technique in a moment. But for this technique, you're not holding it at the top. You're just thinking, I am warm, then let it out. I am calm. I am warm. I am calm. So you're not really holding it at the top. Maybe for 1 second, but not 4 seconds.
Okay, got it.
And I see a mini break. Felt good, calming, relaxing, amazing, wonderful. Yeah, I find that one really helps me a lot, especially like right before a presentation or something, like it said, because it's a very quick way to calm yourself down. Now, the next technique takes a little bit longer. This one's called count to 21 and back. Just exactly like it sounds. You're going to be counting to the number 21. And then and the way you do it, though, is you breathe in, you think 1. You breathe out, you think 1. Breathe in, think 2. Breathe out, think 2. So each breath in is the number, and then you breathe out, you say the same number until you reach 21. Once you reach 21, then you start going backwards. So you breathe in, 21, breathe out, 21. Breathe in, 20, breathe out, 20. Now, I will tell you, you're going to get distracted when you're doing this technique. Your mind is going to wander because that's what the mind is programmed to do. The mind thinks, just like our eyes see or our ears hear. It can't help itself. That's what it's designed to do. So don't feel bad about it. Don't beat yourself up if you get distracted, you start thinking about your work or what you're going to make for dinner tonight. It's perfectly fine. That happens to me all the time. It happens to everybody who does this. The goal isn't actually to reach the number 21. The goal is just to keep your mind focused on something other than your anxieties and your worries. And I find this helps a lot at night if you're having trouble sleeping. If all you do is just count to yourself, count to 21 and back, your mind will focus on the numbers, and then it will be less focused on all the stressful things that you're thinking about. Okay. I know we don't have a whole lot of time. Let's see, it's 2:40 now, but I think we have a minute to practice this. So go ahead and close your eyes. I'll do the first couple numbers with you. So breathe in. Make sure you're doing the belly breathing. Your belly's going out as you breathe in, and think 1. Now breathe out and think 1. Breathe in and think 2. Breathe out and think 2. Breathe in and think 3. Breathe out and think 3. keep going until you reach the number 21 and then start to go backwards. And again, don't worry if you actually get to 21 or get back to 0. That's not the point. The point is just to focus your mind on the numbers rather than your worries. So keep going. Okay, you can go ahead and open your eyes now. And sorry, we don't have more time to do this. I'd love to do each of these for an hour with you. And then you'd feel really relaxed. But yeah, we're kind of limited on time. So, oh, I see Tolu Lope. I hope I'm pronouncing your your name right. I don't seem to count past 15. Yeah, that's usually where I get to as well, is about 15. And then my mind starts to wander and starts thinking about all the things I have to do and all the deadlines I have and things like that. So that's perfectly normal. If you made it to 15 your first time doing this, that's actually really good. So Isla fell asleep. Yeah. That's perfectly normal too. That happens a lot. And that's kind of the goal of this, like I said, is to relax you. So you may not want to be that relaxed, but I do this one I do when I need to fall asleep at night. This one helps me with going to sleep. So that's actually a good thing. Anybody else? Quite relaxing. Oh, I'm happy to hear that, Imelda. Did anyone make it to 21? Oh, Melissa, good job. Although, like I said, that's not exactly the goal, but if you made it, that's impressive, especially if it's your first time doing this. Oh, it's soothing. Yeah. Yeah, that's often the word that comes to mind for me as well. Oh, Tolu, you use breathing exercises a lot to fall asleep. Yeah, me too. Because otherwise I get insomnia sometimes. It's hard to sleep at night. And you get distracted around 15. Yeah, it's always 15 for some reason. That seems to be like the exact point my mind starts to wander off. So maybe that's about our attention span is 15 seconds. It's interesting though, isn't it? So let's go to the fourth technique. This one's called box breathing, and this is actually used by Navy SEALs to help them stay calm and focused during high stress situations. But it's also used by a lot of other people as well. And I'm going to show you a video from a hospital in Canada that teaches this technique to its patients. Let's see. There it goes.
There are times when we all experience feelings of stress or anxiety. In these moments, you can use your breath to help calm those feelings. Box breathing is a simple relaxation technique that can help you reset your breath and return to its normal rhythm. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Box breathing can help reduce stress and improve mood. It can also help with controlling and managing emotions. It's very easy to learn. Imagine breathing around a box. Inhale as you visualize going up one side of the box, gradually filling your lungs with air. When you reach the top, hold your breath for 1 to 5 seconds as you picture going across the top of the box. Exhale gradually as you imagine traveling down the other side of the box.
It's not time for dinner, baby.
Pause again for 1 to 5 seconds as you go along the bottom of the box. Then repeat. This can be done 7 to 10 times in a row, focusing on the breath. If you can do it sitting down with your feet grounded, that will help too. But really, it can be done anywhere. Box breathing has physiological and psychological benefits. Physiologically, it regulates breath, increases oxygen to the lungs, and can help reduce blood pressure and lower heart rate. Box breathing can help psychologically by providing focus to your breath and removing attention from the things that are causing feelings of stress and anxiety. The repetition of box breathing can also help reduce stress. So, in moments when feelings of stress and anxiety are overwhelming, remember box breathing and the power of your breath as a simple way to relax and breathe a bit easier.
Okay, so let's practice box breathing for a little under a minute because we don't have too much time. Now, if it's too hard for you to get to the count of 5, which it is for me, I can usually do 4 seconds. But if I start to hold my breath for 5, it gets to be a little too much. So you can use the count of 3 or 4 instead if that's easier for you. But close your eyes and imagine the box like they were just showing in the video. Then imagine going up the left side of the box. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Make sure your belly's going out. Hold your breath, 2, 3, 4.
You want to go downstairs?
Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. One more time, I'll do it with you. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. This is the top of the box. 2, 3, 4. Go down the right side of the box now. 2, 3, 4. And pause at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to start again by going up the left side of the box. So let's practice this in silence a few times and just keep going around the box. until I call you back. Okay. How did that feel? Definitely will help with sleeping. Yeah. That one's harder because you're holding your breath at both the top and the bottom of the box. So I find that one more difficult than the other ones I showed you. But it definitely is relaxing, and if it really focuses you, because if you're thinking about going up and around the box, you're not going to be thinking about a lot of other things. So oh, someone posted in the chat, yeah, it's the hardest one yet, don't like holding my breath. Yeah, so that one's not for everybody, but that's why I'm showing you guys a variety of techniques. Oh, someone else, harder to get the counts at each phase. Yeah, that one's more difficult. So this next one's even more difficult, but I really like this technique. I don't know why exactly, but I find it works really well for me. And it's used by it's used in yoga a lot, or it's part of the pranayamas, which are like the Indian yogic breathing techniques. And it's called alternate nostril breathing. It's a little too complex for me to show you myself and do it with you at the same time, but I have a really great video. I use this video all the time, and hopefully Imelda can share these slides with you after the presentation so you can see the links to all these videos if you want to view them again. But this one is called Daily Pranayama Practice, and the alternate nostril breathing starts at minute 9. So we're just going to skip ahead to minute 9.
Hey guys, welcome to Bharti Yoga. I'm Bharti. Today we'll be next we will do alternate nostril breathing or Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, also known as Anulom Vilom. Fold the index and middle fingers of your right hand to make Vishnu Mudra. All right, so before she goes on, just notice what her hand looks like. She's got the like, it's hard for me to do it, the ring finger and the pinky finger up in the ear, up in the air, and the middle and pointer fingers are folded down, and then the thumb is sticking out, because you're going to use it to block your nostrils like this. Okay, so just hold your hand the same way she's holding it, and then the other hand can be down at your waist, or down on your knees like this. All right, and I won't talk anymore. Just follow along and do everything that she's doing and saying. Then place the thumb on the right nostril. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in with your left nostril.
Then switch your fingers to block the left nostril with the ring finger and slowly exhale from the right nostril. Again, inhale from the right nostril, switch fingers, and then exhale slowly from the left nostril. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, switch and exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Continue this for 12 rounds. There should be no sound as you inhale and exhale. Make your exhalations as long as your inhalations. Just concentrate on your breath. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Switch and exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Switch and exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Switch, exhale left, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So she continues going for a few more rounds. But I know we're getting close to our time. So I would definitely recommend using this video if you ever want to practice this alternate breathing technique, or there's also similar videos on YouTube you can find for free. And it's really helpful. This is a good one to use early in the morning. It's a good way to get your day started. And because it really helps fill your lungs with oxygen as well. Yeah, and it focuses your mind a lot too. Okay. So there's another website on the last slide of the presentation here at healthline.com, which has 10 breathing techniques for stress relief, including some of the ones I just covered. But are there any questions? Oh, I see people are posting in the chat. Oh, you're putting your name and affiliation and specialty. Yeah. I love seeing all the places people are from, and my sisters and my niece Isla, they're in Spain. Hey. So well, we'll get to questions in a moment, but how do you guys feel? You feel pretty good? Yeah? Go ahead and take yourself off mute. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd hear what you think.
Sleepy. Really sleepy.
Really sleepy?
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, I thought the pranayama one was easier than the box breathing. It was better for me.
Me too. I maybe it's because we're related, but I have to agree with you on that one. It's definitely easier for me, and I enjoy that one.
For me, it's
Um,
not good to be sleepy because I have to do my homework.
oh no, that's not good. Well, maybe try these techniques like right before you have to go to bed at night if you're having a hard time sleeping. It can help you with that.
Yeah, I have lots of trouble falling asleep at night, so I'll try it.
Oh, good. Well, it's not good you have trouble sleeping. I don't like to hear that, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you'll be able to try it though. I hope it works for you, Isla.
Thank you.
How about others? What did you guys think? Oh, very relaxed, better than at the start. Oh, good. That's what I was hoping for. If nothing else, that you'd feel better than when